First and foremost, I want to beg everyone to please share this event within your community. Let's get a lot of people to join this event. Yesterday was awesome. We learned a lot of stuff, and I promise you today we're also going to learn way more today. So don't be selfish. Go get your friends, go get other student ambassadors in the community to join teams. And we also have a YouTube link. You can post it for non-student ambassadors to join. I believe someone will post the YouTube link to the chat session now or soon. And then, yeah, someone will post the YouTube link in the chat session soon. And then you can share it within your communities, your private communities. Let's get even the non-ambassadors to learn from this event also. So, Rohit, Tina, anyone, can you help me with the YouTube link? Um, Please just help post it on the chat session so that people can post it within their communities. Yeah, so yesterday we basically had Pablo talk to us. We had Nora and Sarah talk to us, and we had a little bit of a discussion session yesterday. And for those that joined yesterday, we can't deny it. It was a very wonderful session. There was a lot of learnings. It's something I would go and watch again and again. Yeah, thank you, Mario, for sharing the YouTube link. So get people to join the YouTube link. I would say don't be selfish. Get your friends to join. So today is another day. We have series of wonderful sessions for today. Let me share it. Yep. Um, I hope everyone can see what I'm sharing. Okay, yes, everyone can see it. So welcome again today. And today basically it's starting from 8:10, which is just a minute past, to 11 o'clock PST. That is about 8:30 to 11:30 IST. Just 3 hours. We're starting now, and in the next 3 hours we'll be done. But most importantly, today's session is first and foremost we'll be having a gold ambassador talk to us on it's going to basically evangelize the student ambassadors program to the non-ambassadors that are joining on YouTube. But most importantly, even for the ambassadors, one thing I want us to take out of this is how to evangelize the student ambassadors program to people. So we're going to be seeing Dawood. Dawood does it a lot. He goes to events, preach. I always say preach the gospel of the program. Sorry. I always say preach the gospel of the program, which he does a lot, and he's going to be preaching that same gospel to the non-ambassadors. And even for the ambassadors, um, this session is how to preach the gospel, watching that will do it. Then after that, by 8:55 to 9:45, we'll be having Aaron Blum, who is the CMP of EMEA, CPM, Community Program Manager, rather, of EMEA, talk about how to succeed professionally using your skills. If you joined yesterday, you will know that this event is targeted towards both technical and non-technical. And even that small skills you think is just a hobby or something that can't pass being a hobby. How can you succeed using that skills? How can you succeed professionally? Then we'll be having some trivial, some quiz, just something to get us engaged. And after that, we would have an open mic discussion, just more of a friendly chat. Sorry for the noise in my background. More of a friendly chat on um, easy to learn technologies, easy to learn Microsoft technologies. But then it's not just limited to that. It's open past that. So whatever comes on board, just a friendly chat within us in the program for the new ambassadors, existing ambassadors. I can imagine like series of things it can turn to. And then, yeah, the closing remark. But most importantly, before we start this program officially, I want to give a big thanks to the organizers of the event. Yeah. Um, First and foremost, I want to thank myself. I have to give a big thanks. My name is First Year, so me, Rohit, Tina, Chirag, Busola, Destiny, Apitia, Abisola, Lizin, Mario, Sharayo, my guy, Mary, Adeola, Arium, and Ash Kumar. Basically, these guys are the guys that made it happen, and I feel like it won't be fair to just move like that and start the event without thanking them. Um, yeah, so basically, yeah, it won't be fair to just start the event without thanking them. So, going forward, okay, yeah. So going forward, we'll be having our first session. I believe I saw our speaker coming now. Where is he? Our first session is with Dawood Idris, and I thought I saw him now on the call, or probably joined another link. So just let me send this link to him. Let me send this link to him, and then okay, I think he joined another link. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I think he joined another link. That was probably an error from my end, but then he would be coming now. He would be joining us now using
I
the
shared
right.
the
Oh no,
text
I'm
link with
here.
him.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
I shared
sent
it
him
the
the
text
right
with him.
link.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay,
So
nice.
I've been
So
on the other meeting for like 18 minutes now. I was
let me
just
just
wondering
invite
that
him to the
what's
call.
happening.
Yeah, I think that would be better.
Wait. I'm here. Can you
Okay,
guys hear me?
yeah, he's here. Oh, yeah, we can hear you, Dauda.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome,
Hopefully,
welcome.
thank you. Hopefully, I have a better network.
Welcome, Dauda. Also,
Okay,
one thing I want to point out that Dauda is not just a gold ambassador, but he's also an AI MVP. So it would be great to listen
Yeah.
yeah,
to.
Thank you. I mean, it's great to always connect with you guys. Um, the inspiration begins with all of you. Yeah, but I see we have a couple of people I've never met before. Uh, uh, that's one of the good reasons to join the call. Just correct me anytime, like from now, from this very minute to the next minute. If you can't hear me, just let me know so I'll know my network might mess up or not. But if you can hear me flowing from end to end, then it's great. So right now, I cannot hear any of you.
Yeah, but we can hear you.
Yep, cool.
It's
We can
loud
hear
and
you.
clear.
Oh, okay.
It's
That's
pretty
good
clear.
then. That's cool. Let me see. So I was in Nigeria for a couple of times. No, not for a couple of times. I mean, time, yeah. So I was there for like, I think a week. That was my first time being in Nigeria. And I realized there was a lot of power, the light usually goes off, outages several times. So I just visited a friend and then he has no light. I thought he had one. So it feels like right now I'm in Nigeria. But I used to get on calls and I'll be like, Nigerian jollof and Ghana jollof is better than Nigerian jollof. I've given up now. Nigerian jollof is the best. But I won't tweet because if I tweet it, you guys might think, it's. I won't tweet it though. Yeah. Let's take in some few notes here.
Hello, Dawood.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, I thought I lost you.
Yeah. If my session is up, just call my name, and
Yes, actually, yeah,
I'm just trying to.
sorry. I think I did not let you know. So it's time for the session. We introduced you earlier, and this is the session.
Okay. If it's time for my session, you introduce me. That's what you said, right?
Oh, I said we introduced you earlier. Introduced you
Oh
earlier.
no, no way. Sorry. So then I've wasted time on the call already. I'm so sorry. So let me just try see if I can. Are
Sorry,
we
I'm hearing
streaming on
multiple.
YouTube? How about now?
Yeah, I think it's
I
clearer
still
now. It's
okay.
clearer now.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
I wish I could turn on my video, but I don't know how the room looks like right now. I'm not sure you can see clearly.
Mm.
Let me turn it to this side. Sit towards this direction. So because there's light out, I'm trying to get the light in the room. It's like it's not centered in a place. I'm using the windows and not natural lighting. Yeah, but I mean, I'm excited to be here, and thank you so much for having me. I wish I could show you a lot of slides, but unfortunately, there's no slide to show because really some of the things that I'm supposed to talk about in this particular session include understanding the ambassador program, some of the benefits, why you should join, and some of the journey that I have had, throughout. So yeah, and I'll take questions from you if you have any for me. But what exactly is the ambassador program? That should be the question. I believe most of you on the call already know about the ambassador program, right? But deep down, the ambassador program has actually changed over time. We started as the Microsoft Student Partners. I got the opportunity to join somewhere in 2018. And the Microsoft Student Partner Program entirely is, a student program by Microsoft to equip you with all the technology tools that you need and, allow you to actually have, network that you can collaborate and then, learn together and build stuff, right? Along the line, it provides some sort of benefits that you could have. Example, interning with Microsoft and other organization. So most student ambassadors may intern with Microsoft, some may intern with Google. Microsoft doesn't say no to that. Some would intern with all sorts of companies. But I interned with Effect Studios, an organization down here. So if you do not know about the Microsoft Student Ambassador Program, that's a little bit about the Microsoft Student Ambassador Program. And why you should listen to me is because I'm super old. I'm old, in the community. Not really old, a bit young, but old. Yeah. So my name is Dawood, as I was, rightly introduced. An MVP. You know what? Let me take the time to actually introduce myself better. My LinkedIn profile would say it. So I'm a student ambassador. I'm an MVP. I am a member of the global AI community and a board member of it. I'm one of the first ambassadors to AI gaming, a platform that allows you to learn, how to use AI better. And I'm still, I believe it's not going to be like a student program, but with time, I'm sure we would want, a couple of people that are inspiring to take up some time as I get busy or something. Yeah, and I've been working with various student ambassadors, for a couple of times. Sundareshwar, Damilola, Shrag, mention about whoever. I've worked with over hundreds of student ambassadors. I've spoken with over hundreds of them. I've collaborated and built products with some of them. So that's a little bit about me, but there are things about me that I've forgotten to mention. But yeah, I'm also a chief technology officer for a company here, a fintech company here called Bezomani. So we recently got our second round, investment, $200,000. It was announced just 2 days or 3 days ago. So I've been super busy. You might not hear me talk, or push something because we have to ship a product either today or tomorrow. So being a CTO, some of the duties I carry. But why should you want to join the Microsoft Student Ambassador Program? And that's why I said I was going to take time to introduce myself. The reason is that the Student Ambassador Program opened all these opportunities. Everything I mentioned right now, the Student Ambassador, opened those doors for me, right? I was in school. I used to hear about people getting scholarship to go to abroad and stuff. The Student Ambassador Program gave me one, right? And gave a lot of, a couple of other students across the globe. I wasn't an MVP. In fact, in 2016, I sat in a room with a friend who was also called Dawood. And Dawood showed me one Kenyan guy who, had the MVP award twice. And we praised that guy very much. We were like, wow, like, how did the guy do it? Stuff like that. We were all amazed. And 4 years down the line, I became one of the MVPs. I didn't even know I would ever become one, right? But it's because I was a student ambassador. I joined the program somewhere around 2018. And because of the network and collaborating with each and every one of you, it wasn't just me, right? So the student ambassador community positions you in a way for you to understand that life is not just about you. You need to understand that there are broad opportunities waiting for you elsewhere. I've been through a lot of failures. The student ambassador community is a program where, you get motivation, you get sense of direction. There's nothing like you being bored, right? Yeah, of course you could get bored as a human being, but if you ever jump on the call and just ask, in Teams, you just mention and then say that does anyone wants to talk, right? You get people to talk to you. You could message people and ask them to, schedule a call with you. They'll allocate part of their time for you. Some students actually, got in touch with me who are not student ambassadors and told me how, they are feeling lonely, right? I told them not to worry. The thing is that the student ambassador community, if you are able to join, there's nothing like, being so lonely. Right now, we are connected. It's Saturday. I've taken my time. You've taken your time, and we are talking. We are inspiring people across the globe. So I think when it's what I see more about the Microsoft Student Ambassador Program is that it's as though Microsoft is doing all the good works for you. For example, you would have had to maybe figure out who are the inspiring people around the world to partner with, right? Now you don't have to do that because Microsoft has already done that for you. They get the idea. So Microsoft has kind of recruited people with passion, has actually, I mostly say, has filtered out the best among the best for you to be part of. So if you're able to join the Microsoft Student Partner Program, you should be sure that whoever you meet, one way or the other, has something that you do not have. And it's about collaboration. So I think with that in mind, I may not be following direct to tell you, tell you why join the Student Partner Program. Right now, I want you to tell me why you would want to join the Microsoft Student Partner Program because of what I have said, right? It used to be called the Microsoft Student Partner Program, so I mostly refer to it that way. But now it is called the Student Ambassador Program. And if you want to join, you just go to studentambassadors.com to find out more about it. And it is just, who are the people that Microsoft is looking forward to? From my talk, it's just people who are passionate, right? It's not people who are like pro. So before I joined the Microsoft Student Partner Program, I didn't know about AI. I knew about AI, but I didn't have knowledge in AI. But I got the opportunity to learn it. Under 2 years, became an MVP in AI, right? I didn't know about cloud computing, Azure in particular. I didn't know about it. We used to host all our web projects on DigitalOcean and sometimes on, GoDaddy. And when I joined the Microsoft Student Partner Program, then it was called the Microsoft Student Partner Program, the Ambassador Program, it exposed me to a lot of things that I have never heard of. In fact, down here, most things that were popular that people really knew about was actually Microsoft Windows and Office. So when I spoke of Azure the first time, people were like, "What is Azure?" It was one of the questions that people were looking forward to hear more about. Right? I had the opportunity as an ambassador. The student ambassador program doesn't tell you, "Hey, do this." Right? It gives you the opportunity for you to grow yourself, for you to come up with initiatives and be able to navigate through your life. It helps you to identify whom exactly you are, right? Because there are challenges, there are opportunities, there are tools, there is almost everything available at your disposal. You just need to message someone or join a call with Microsoft MVPs, or join a call with Microsoft employees, or even other resourceful people that Microsoft bring together to empower you. So why not join it, right? Because these are all that students we need. We need the resources, the tools that can help us to learn and give us, a focus whilst we come out of school. I didn't think companies would want me if I wasn't resourceful, and so I would just encourage everyone that take this as an opportunity to to start. If you've not started applying, just start and give it a shot. Okay, so that's to talk about what the ambassador program is about, why you should join, and some of the benefits that you can get. You have tools at your disposal, traveling opportunities. Hopefully, after COVID next year, we would be able to meet in person again. You have swags that comes to you. In fact, as I'm talking to you right now, I have a swag in front of me. I don't know where it came from. Okay, I don't know who exactly, whether it's from Microsoft, whether it's from, I don't know. To be very frank, I took it yesterday. I haven't opened it yet. And gone were the days where I never saw a box coming from US because of me. Who the hell are you? So, yeah, you have, but if you join the program, it's more than just swag. Swag, you see, it's one of the last thing I even mentioned because it gives you, the power, right? The network, because you have the network of 2,000 to 30,000 of people across the globe who are student ambassadors. Some are, alumni who have graduated from the student ambassador program. So really, if you're looking forward to, join an amazing community, the student partner program or the student ambassador program is the right one for you. So that's about it, about the student ambassador program, why you should join, and some of the benefits. Now, throughout telling you all this, I made it a bit personal because I wanted you to, follow out with some of the journey that I have been through with the Student Ambassador Program. The Student Ambassador Program is made up of humans. Obviously, students around the world. So there are times where we go wrong, right? And those people correct us. So we have, right now, the Student Ambassador Program is structured in a way that you have various leagues that you can join, whether you want to belong to the AI category, whether you want to belong to web development category, or accessibility. You would be able to get your hands-on resources that best fit your needs. So yeah, that's about it, and that's about me. If you have any question, I'll be happy to take it. So in the next 2 minutes, I'm just going to take questions. If in the next 1 minute I don't get any, I'll try and share a bit more about me for you.
So thank you for that piece, Dauda. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so I just want to say something. It's more of a sentence question. Something. I think it's more of a question.
Yeah.
So the first thing is we have some people joining on YouTube. They are non-ambassadors. We have some ambassadors here, and I think you've given a lot of peace for the non-ambassadors. But then, what will you say is the greatest thing to watch out for the ambassadors that are on this call in the program? What will you say is the greatest thing or the biggest thing to watch out for or to benefit from your experience in this program?
Yeah, it's collaboration. In the program, it's all about collaboration. That's the biggest thing you should never forget. If you make yourself to be lonely in the community, that's the benefit you get. You go out of the program and all you hear about is just workshop. But they are amazing people. I feel I'm one of the people that would be super rich around the world, very powerful around the world. Already I feel I'm powerful, right? Because I know all of you. I mean, the power doesn't come from anywhere. It's come from the people that you know. There are a lot of you that intern with various companies, with Google, with Microsoft, with Adobe, and many other companies that we, even down here in Ghana and most in Africa, we don't have that opportunity of belonging to any of these organizations at all, right? Unless you travel out of Africa. So I mean, being connected with each and every ambassador or some ambassadors is one of the greatest things that you should always look up to in the community. Once you have that, I mean, it extends to the future in a way that even if you graduate from school, connection are still with you, right? They help you identify your potentials. They tell you how good you are, and then you improve on that particular side of yours, right? There's an amazing folks that you should always, look up to. So if there is something that I think it's touching in the Microsoft community or the student ambassador community, it is about collaboration and then getting to know people who are willing to share their ideas and then everything with you to grow. So I think that would be one thing I would always call out for. Any new question? Damilola. And when you're traveling to every country, you just fit in. I think when I was in Nigeria, it was easy to say that I know hundreds of Nigerians, but we've never met in person. And so wherever you go, you still feel at home. That's it. It's the collaboration. If there is any new question, I would definitely like to take it.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
think
go
we are
ahead.
done with the questions.
No,
So yeah, just
someone
now
is
I
raising the hand.
yeah, sure, then we'll be taking his doubt. Just a minute.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, the person who raised your hand, just come off mute and then let's talk. What's your question? So the ambassadors on the call, maybe you should drop it in the YouTube. What is the biggest thing that you have had as an ambassador in the community? You should definitely drop it on YouTube. Let people know about some of the things that you so much value. I have had Surface Go, not the biggest thing. I've had bags. I've had almost everything that should, from what you wear to whatever, which are very minor things, to get in the community as an ambassador. So definitely collaborating with people is the number one thing. It is always available, but how you understand to collaborate is the issue. Yeah, I think over my life as an ambassador right now is mostly to bring people together and let them know or see something above, themselves. See it that it's not just about them. I've seen some people that said that I've never run an event before, and I've been able to bring these people together with some people, and they've been able to inspire a lot of other people. For myself, I mostly would always collaborate with Sundareshwar, with Damilola. We did some of the greatest thing in the community. I remember in 2019, we did one of the biggest call. It was streamed for 8 hours every day. Yeah, so it's been really inspiring what we've been able to achieve over the course of 3 years. I'm not sure if anyone said that I would be this people would have really believed. But yeah, it's been a lot of growth. So I think the person who raised the hand might not want to ask a question. So yeah.
Yeah, Dauda, actually they have asked a question. They are asking about any actionable steps you have taken to become an MVP and any, uh, tips about becoming a successful entrepreneur that you are.
Awesome. So I think number one is that I've tried out a lot of things. People only see the things that maybe are successful. Yeah. But I've tried bringing people together. I've tried, creating a company. I went through the process of what it involves to bring, great minds together. Right now, I think if I stress my hand, I'm able to just get a lot of opportunities and a lot of people to do whatever that needs to be done, right? Um, and that is for me to even share that my role as a CTO right now, some of the things that I've realized has helped me is my network. If you want people for anything, I might be the best person to always get, people that can do anything for you. Secondly, public speaking. That is some of the workshop and event that I've run has, encouraged me and has built me up to be able to speak up freely, contribute to ideas. Thirdly, are some qualities that, everyone would look for as a human. That is being, having empathy, which is what drives, the world towards, a better future that we are all looking forward to. So I think, how to become a successful MVP, navigate through these things, do the minor things that people don't even see, bring people together, let them see the light in themselves. There is an event coming up. I mostly have reached out to students from Zambia, India, and co. who wouldn't have even run events. But when I reach out to them, I ask them, hey, why have you not been able to run an event? Then the person tells you, then you try to help them, tell them that, you can do it this way, do it this way. And I can actually help you to get some student ambassadors from this region and this region to join you. So you'll be able to have a fantastic event. How about that? They tell you it's great. You go ahead and then, talk to student ambassadors and bring them together. So, another thing that I think you should mostly do is to reach out to people out of even the ambassador program. Microsoft employees would mostly respond to you because you are student ambassadors. Reach out to them and then ask them if they want to do a session with you, that you have this initiative with your school. Your entire school might not have even spoken with any Microsoft student ambassador, any Microsoft most valuable professional or employee before. Reach out to, these people. Tell your school that you have resource person for Microsoft or an MVP who would want to talk to them. Bring the best out of people out. I think that's how you become an MVP. It's not just about you. Those are the little steps. Try to run various workshops that you can to help people, because people really need the guidance. Bring out things. Do not fear to fail. If it's about mentorship, create the program, take a pen and paper, write down how you want it to look like. I mostly, the MS Inspire folks, all of you have been a source of inspiration for me, because I wouldn't have been able to, do most of the things without, people. So I always put people in the center of everything. And that's one quality that you see in every MVP, is that they are mostly the people person. So yeah, those are the steps to, become an MVP. Never stop learning. Keep learning, keep collaborating, and bring out the best in people.
That was very good, Devda, and it was awesome to hear about the tips. And we have another question for you. That Rishad was wondering that how the process is or how you go about taking a product into building a company around it.
Taking a product,
Yes,
yeah.
being a CTO of a
So
company.
a CTO for a company. So yeah, like I say, is that keep building products that are not important and some that are important, because in the end, you'll be given a challenge in every company, and it's expected that you use what you've learned, or even have the ability to be open up to learn. Now, this is a very good question that I need to tell you. Is that my current company I work with, um, when I joined the company, I think the former CTO was using Python as a language to build the tools for the company. I didn't know about Python, right? I only learned the basics of Python. I'd never used it in projects, like real world projects. But I said, yes, I could do it. And yeah, I took it. And given the resources that I have as an ambassador, a LinkedIn Learning, for 1 year, and then Pluralsight and all those stuff, I combined the resources together. And within a month, I was a Python pro. I could build a product in Python. I learned Django. I learned huge amount of things. And with time, I got to realize that, I need to have an action plan as a CTO, because people will be joining the company in the near future, right? And what do I have in place for them? And also, I needed to take, key decisions that can affect, the company financially. That is to ensure that our engineering time is, less, and also we don't spend more than we need to, because if it's a company, then definitely it's about making profit at the end, right? So I think these are very little things that you need to take serious. Is that don't fear to take a step. Just always be bold to jump into everything. But there's one thing that is very important. Be a master of one thing. Okay, I was a Laravel developer, a PHP developer. I built products in Laravel and PHP when I was in school. Some of the projects that I embarked on was some management systems for my department. I created an e-voting software because the students needed, an electronic way of voting. I saw, a lot of people doing it manual. I proposed some solution with Excel. Some solution didn't even need to, build it, build it with code. You just needed to lay down procedures, tell the people, don't do it this way, do it this way, and use Excel, to grab all the data that you have and then sort it out and then be able to give the solution out to the people. I have, wherever you see, all those things are things that, come together to build your skills up, right? And it prepares you. Keep putting out some of the good works that you do out there, right? And let people see the goodness in you. Initially, when you put out things, people used to say that maybe you are trying to show off. Now, yes, we are in the show off era. Show off. Put things out there. Let people say what they want to say, but just know the direction that you are heading towards. And assuming you are taking a very good decision, then you are on your way to go. So literally, mostly these days, if I'm coding, what I do is that I write the steps. For example, a user needs to make payments, right? What is the steps that involve in making payments, right? I have to think about, okay, I can write my code all right, but would I need any third-party software to take the money from the user? And how do I develop APIs that are able to interact with this particular payment integration? And how do I listen to some of the events that happens, right? So maybe in the process of payments, you would have to explore about dates. That is, when is the user making payments? When is the subscription going to end? When, how much is it all going to cost? Stuff like that. So once you start, building a product, it opens up your memory to think about all the possible things that you could, be able to achieve, right? So, it all begins with idea. When I realized there was a problem about people voting, I developed something electronically. When I realized people wanted to find their mates so that they could easily collaborate, I developed an Excel solution that can allow people to just apply, on a form. And, through the people filling the form, I was able to gather over 600 to 700 students data and then sort the data out so that people can know if you indicated that you are in group 1 or you are in this particular community, you will see all those, communities, grouped so that you can easily collaborate and share some resources among yourself. So it's all about a mindset. Try to find out what is the basic problem that people are finding. So one of the last thing I think I'll leave here is that I've been talking about, how people collaborate very much. And I've always mentioned that one thing is I see since we went virtual, people have lost the sense of playing in, events. Everyone gets on events and everything is so serious, and people have to be serious for 3 hours and 2 hours. Human beings need fun, right? Bring in the Kahoots, bring in the Slido, bring in the collaborative tool that can, spark your events and make people be able to collaborate. Ask them questions, get, people to interact, because people are just sitting in their room. Now, what is the whole point, right? They might listen and they might even sleep off on the call. But if you're able to keep them interactive, they will be able to collaborate. Now, it's just something that people could always think about it. But when I get the opportunity, I always mention about the problems, the little problems that people don't pay attention to that divert people from the course. So yeah, that's about it. I know my time is up, and I'm just so excited that you guys called me here to share some of the insight that I have with all of you. And I decided to come in a very natural way, without, presenting to you slides, so that you could take much, from it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, Dauda, thank you so much for sharing some valuable points and valuable time of yours for all our attendees. I hope some of the points you shared with us is very important for our attendees to going through this journey. Some of the points that you have shared, like this Microsoft Launch Student Ambassador communities, more than communities of family where everyone is ready to help you out. And the every success is not just me, it's we. And that was a wonderful to hear you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Can you help me with your name? Is it Hariom?
Yeah, it's Hariom Yagnik.
Awesome. I'm really excited you guys called me here. And is it Abiola or I think one of the names in Nigeria? Yeah, I've forgotten the name. But thank you so much for having me, and Damilola and all of you. I'm just excited. I was here. Now, one last thing I just want to call your attention to is that if you've never run an event before, the AI gaming, is a platform that Microsoft has invested their time into, to create, a very good learning experience for you to be able to, teach people practically how to use APIs, how to, navigate their way on Azure, and understanding AI in general. So if you're a student ambassador, you should definitely consider running an event. And I'm on Teams. You can always reach out to me. And yeah, I mean, if you want, you can also visit aigaming.com to check more about it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, guys, moving forward, so now we have with us Aaron Blum, and he is the CPM, that is the Community Program Manager for region Europe and Middle East Africa. And he will be sharing us with some knowledge of how each person can rate their own skills in various areas so as to know which areas to focus more in order to succeed. So, please welcome Aaron. So, Aaron, over to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Davuda. Also, that was I didn't get to hear all of it, but I was here for about the last 10 or so minutes, and yeah, that was really informative and an interesting talk. So I enjoyed that as well. I'm going to try to share a deck here. Not 100% sure. Let's see. May take me just a second to load it here, so please forgive the delay. Okay, it's loading now, so if somebody could just let me know when you're able to see, then I'll kind of know that I can get started.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, Perfect.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Great. Thank you. Okay, so let me start just by saying thank you for having me. I'm excited to have a chance to kind of share some of my experiences with all of you, and of course, answer any questions that I'm able to. But the focus of my talk is tips for new professionals. So folks that I know a lot of our talks, have to do with specifically, what you're doing now in the Student Ambassador Program. But I wanted to take a little bit of time this morning or this evening for you, I'm sure, to talk about, what it may be like once you first start in that professional world, and some tips that, hopefully will be helpful to you. But let me start by just kind of introducing myself and a little bit about who I am. As Hariam also already mentioned, my name is Aaron. I am the Community Program Manager for Europe, Middle East, and Africa region in the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program. I've been in this role for about a year. It's been an amazing experience for me. I've learned a lot from all of the student ambassadors, as well as my fabulous peers, the other CPMs. But this was definitely not my first professional role. I got started about 20 years ago. I don't want to give you the exact date because then you'll know how old I really am. But I've worked for a little bit over 20 years in the technology field, primarily in a customer satisfaction and contact center management type capacity. But my degree is actually in mass communications. When I was in school, I was focused on being a copywriter for advertising. But I also did a little bit with radio. I worked at a small radio station and mostly ran, pre-recorded programs, but I read the news on the air and stuff like that. So, that was my intention when I was in school, was to go in that direction. And then I graduated, and all of a sudden I realized that I didn't see myself in that industry. So it was kind of starting from square one for me. At that point, I kind of said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and figure things out. And the first job I got was really meant just to be kind of a placeholder, something for me to earn a little bit of money while I decided what I wanted to really do. And that job was doing technical support for one of the early online gaming companies. And you wouldn't even recognize it if you saw it now. The games looked so simple and so basic. But back then it was, pretty high tech. It was like exciting stuff. So, I was doing that. I was working the night shift. So I was, working until 3 o'clock in the morning, answering technical questions about the game and people's dial-up internet connections and things like that. But, that actually ended up being a career path that I was getting started on. And that small company that I was working for ended up being purchased by a much larger and more established video game company. So that led to me having some other roles within that company and getting to be a people manager, managing, some in-person teams, managing some remote teams where I was in charge of programs that were on the other side of the world. And just a really great overall experience. And then after that, my role took me to a small startup game company, which was a totally different experience, going from a company of 5,000 people to a company of 50 people. But it really allowed me to get a great picture of what it's like working for both a large as well as a small company. And also working for an established company versus a startup. So, these are some things that, as you move into the professional world, you will also get to experience, and it will kind of help to define and shape your professional experiences. So I'm always happy to chat about these things, but I'm not truly here to talk about myself. So I will kind of move on. So just briefly, as you are preparing to take that step from becoming a student to becoming a professional, first and foremost, I want you to know that I understand that it can feel overwhelming. So My goal today is not to overwhelm you with more information or advice. It's really just to be kind of a source of information for you that you can go back to, when you think it's appropriate. Your job search, your resume, your cover letter, effective interviewing, all of those are incredibly important and really deserving of their own, focus and their own talk and discussion. So I'm not really going to focus on those now, although many of you have probably started on some of these or all of these things. But really what I'm going to focus on is after you've landed that great job, that dream job, what are some ways that you can, kind of get your professional career started on the right foot. So with that, I will kind of start by sharing some things I have learned along the way. And I want you to know this list is not comprehensive and it's not finished. I'm adding to it myself. I'm still learning and figuring things out. But this is just some of the things that I have kind of picked up. Many times it's by doing something wrong and learning from it. I just wanted to share a couple of these with you. So one is, having confidence in your own abilities. Some of you may have heard of something called imposter syndrome. The definition, this is according to Joe Langford and Pauline Clance, who wrote the book, The Imposter Phenomenon. Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. Simple terms means you kind of doubt your own capabilities and worry that you aren't ready to do what you're being asked to do. So first, if you find yourself feeling this, just know that you're not alone. There are stories of CEOs of large companies who will admit that they have days when they feel like everyone is going to see through the disguise and realize that they have no idea what they're doing, and that they're a total fraud. And these are people, in charge of, multi-billion-dollar conglomerations. So, if you are feeling this, it's not a sign that there's something wrong. I'm not a psychologist, so I can't offer you clinical advice, but I will just say, remember that you worked really hard to get where you're at, and that you got where you're at because you impressed the people that you spoke with. So, as you start in that new role, just remember that you do have what it takes to be successful. And, a large part of that is because you bring something to that role that no one else can, which is your unique perspective. That's something that you and only you have. And just, whether somebody has more qualifications, more experience, any of that, you will always have something that nobody else has, which is your own unique perspective. That said, I will say it's also important, even though you have confidence in your own ability, to ask for guidance when it's needed. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to figure things out on your own. Of course you should. That's always the first step, is see if you can resolve something. But if you're having trouble, don't shy away from asking for help. It's not a sign of weakness. And I think a lot of managers will tell you that they would much rather have somebody come to them and say, I'm not exactly sure how to do this. I've tried to figure it out on my own, but I'm really kind of stuck. They'd much rather have that than have somebody kind of charge forward and just make an error that could be, really costly and time consuming to correct. So I wish that you guys could kind of be a fly on the wall for some of my conversations with my peers, the other CPMs, and with our program director, Pablo. I am always asking questions, and I'm trying to answer questions when I can as well, that the others have. It's an ongoing learning process, I think, for all of us. So just keep that in mind, that it's not a sign of weakness if you do want to seek, guidance or, some second opinion. Now, this next one might seem like it is in direct contradiction to that. And I kind of intended it that way, but also I want to kind of explain a little bit the difference. So it's also important to take risks. Playing it safe does not typically lead to great advancements. If you're just doing the same old thing and you're doing it day in and day out, then you're not really going to find things getting better. They'll just stay as they are. Now, I think the biggest difference between when I said you didn't want to just charge forward if you weren't sure what to do, the difference between that and taking risks is that taking risks should be calculated risks. And that's not the same as being reckless. So when I say a calculated risk, what I mean is you understand that there is a potential for failure, and you also understand what the consequences of that failure would mean. So you're going into it kind of educated about what would happen if things go wrong. And I will say, especially, if you are in kind of a first type professional role, then these are talks that you can have with your manager, and let them know that you think you can drive improvement in a particular area, and share with them what you perceive to be risks associated with that. And as long as going in the benefits of succeeding, but also the possible consequences of failing, your manager may and likely will still encourage you to try, because learning from failures is a critical part of driving ongoing improvement and innovation. So you can't be afraid to fail. That has to be a part of it, because you learn from what goes wrong, and that way you can do things better. The next thing that I kind of learned, and I admit I am not great all the time at this one. I'm always trying to be better, but is to be happy with strong results, with positive results, but don't be satisfied. It's wonderful to celebrate accomplishments and goals that are met, but don't ever allow yourself, or try not to, I should say, allow yourself to be satisfied. Because if you accept something as being as good as it needs to be, then that is probably as good as it ever will be. And things can always be better. So one example that that I like to use, coming from a background in customer service, is a customer satisfaction rating of 90%. And sometimes a lot of customer service departments may say, okay, we're looking for 90% customer satisfaction. And a lot of us would be happy with a 90% rating. In many schools, a 90% is the first kind of level at which you get an A for a grade. And it can be, enticing to, get a good score or get a good rating on something and feel like you can stop needing to focus on it and change your attention to something else. But the way I try to look at it is, if I ran a small bakery or another small business, and my livelihood, was entirely this small bakery, if for every 10 customers that came through my door and left with a loaf of bread, for every 10 customers, if one of them left unhappy, would I really be okay with that? With that many people leaving that were unhappy with the service I had provided. And all of a sudden, when I look at it like that, I say, no, that's not okay at all. I would really want to make everybody happy. So I can be happy and feel as though I've accomplished something by getting a rating of 90%, but I don't ever want to be satisfied with that and feel like that's good enough. And I think that applies not just to customer service and customer satisfaction ratings, but really to anything. Unless you are hitting 100% and mathematically or scientifically that there is no room for improvement, unless you're in that scenario, there's always room for something to be improved. Another one that I would like to share, and I have benefited greatly from this throughout my entire career, is to find a mentor and to be a mentor. So even, once you become a professional, you can still benefit greatly from the knowledge and experience that others have gained in their careers. So as you get to know individuals whom you work with, you can identify someone who maybe you, just have good conversations with, or from a personality standpoint, you seem to get along well with. And, if they are someone that has been with the company longer than you, or just been a professional, for longer than you, then undoubtedly there are things, that you could learn from them. And if you let them know, that you would greatly value the opportunity to learn from their experience, I think, I can't promise, but I feel like more often than not, you will find people are happy to share their experiences. They're happy to, try and help you, be more successful and be happier in your role. And it doesn't have to be a huge commitment. Sometimes, something as simple as going to lunch every few weeks and just talking about, how things are going, and sometimes just something as simple as that can have great benefits. And, that also, kind of works to expand your network. And you never know when, somebody that you've built a relationship with is going to be somebody that, is somebody that you have perhaps something even, greater to learn from or to gain from them in the future, maybe even in a different company or in a future role. So building those relationships is important, and it can start with just one person that you think would be a great mentor or someone to kind of share their experiences with you. And then likewise, as someone who has gone through the challenges associated with completing school and moving into the professional world, just remember that there are students who would benefit greatly from having you mentor them and share your experiences. And, if you know someone, you may know someone who is a year or two your junior in school, and they may not be comfortable asking you to kind of be a mentor to them. So, also don't shy away from approaching them and seeing if there's some way that you can guide them or be of service to them through offering some of your time. And, I think that is something that both of you would find rewarding. And again, it's something that has really kind of defined my career in a lot of really great ways, is some of the wonderful mentors that I have had. And, and also I hope that I can be considered, someone who has helped others reach goals that they have set for themselves. So that ties me into the next one, which is having goals and be working towards them. So your primary focus absolutely should be on your current role and doing that well. If you don't do that well, then not everything else after that is going to really matter. It's important that you are successful in what you're currently doing. So please don't think that I'm encouraging you to get ahead of yourself. But I do think that having a sense of where you want to go with your career and what it will take to get there is important. So, do you have a sense of where you'd like to be in 5 years or in 10 years? And, that can mean a lot of different things to different people. For some, it might be a job title, a specific, role that you are interested in. And, if you want to be the CEO of a company, okay, great. Stick that, at the very top of your objective board. Maybe you have a little, chart or board that you keep. And maybe that's at the very top, and there's nothing wrong with putting that there. But, there are likely some things, along the way that you can have as goals as well. So an example might be, and this is something that I've learned just this last year during this difficult time, this pandemic, having a position that allows you to work remotely, work from home. So, I've been working from home this last year, and I've really found that there's a lot that I love about it. And, I think that, I hope to be in this role for a long time. I hope to be a CPM and work with student ambassadors for a long time. But if my career does take me somewhere else or to a different position, one of the things that, I'm going to try and find is a role that allows me to work from home at least some of the time. Maybe not all of the time, but I want that to be something that is a part of my my professional life moving forward, is the ability to do that. So that can also be the type of goal that you set for yourself. And I'm sure this was mentioned by previous speakers and will be mentioned by speakers after me, but you always want to be growing and learning. Try not to ever be stagnant. If your work responsibilities, the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis are not leading to intellectual growth, then it is on you to find ways to continue development, whether that's taking online courses or, just trying things, outside of work to increase your knowledge and experience. Those are things that, many times you will have to take ownership of if your current role is not providing that. And, Newton's law of motion, some of you may have learned this in school, but I feel like it applies to people as well. So it says an object in motion tends to stay in motion, while an object at rest tends to stay at rest. So my advice to everyone is try to be in motion, never be stagnant. And, if you can finish each day saying, I learned this today, even if it's something little, then I think that's a good way to, to end a day. It's just by thinking about something new that you learned that day. So I hope that each of you will kind of try and make that a part of your professional lives. And the last one is understand yourself. And the reason I'm going on to this next slide is because this is kind of the meat of my conversation here, my discussion. So understanding yourself means understanding that there are a lot of different areas that you are made up of, and a lot of these, are really all of these different areas, have an impact on your professional careers and how you do in these roles that that you'll go into when you finish school. We all have areas that we are strong in, other areas that need some attention. No one is great in everything. And if someone tells you that they are great in everything, then you know right away that they're not being truthful, because they are clearly lacking in the humility department. They are, so it's one of those things. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's great at everything. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that areas where you are not as skilled are not weaknesses. They are opportunities for growth. So don't think of it as a negative if there's an area that needs a little bit more focus than another area. It's not a weakness. It just means you haven't had the opportunity to become strong in that area yet. So one thing I will just say is, please don't feel like you need to write all of these down or even screenshot this. I will make this list available to everybody. I'll share it in a document form. And if for some reason you have trouble getting it, you can always reach out to me and I'll just email it to you. So I understand this is a long list. I don't want you to try and memorize it now. I'm really just including it here so that you can see that there are a lot of different areas that you can kind of dig deeper into and better understand yourself and where your strengths and opportunities lie. I think one of the things that you may find is when you enter the professional world you sit down and have your first talk with your manager. I can say, as someone who was a people manager, I've managed lots of people. I've also managed other people managers. So the conversations that I have had with teams, a lot of that has to do with professional development. That's one of the roles that a manager has, is to help their teams and people on their teams develop. And I think, if you shared something like this with a manager and, said, I've done, a little bit of kind of self-analysis, and these are areas that I think I'm strong in, but these are areas that I think I could, develop further. I think that would be, something most managers would really appreciate and be thrilled about, is to have an employee, that has that type of self-awareness. So, just keep in mind that this is something, that you can reference and, share with your manager when you do start in that, first professional role. So again, I just want to stress, it's a large list. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I don't want you to feel like you need to memorize this list. But I think that it's something that we can chat a little bit about. Some of these involve managing other people. So, even if that does not apply to your current role or the first role that you find yourself in, it's something worth giving some thought to now in preparation for a future role. And another thing I will say is this list is by no means all encompassing. This is a list, that I have kind of put together over time. I've used some other sources to kind of build this out, but there's always, things to be added. So if you think of something that should be on here that isn't, go ahead and add it. And, if you are unsure about what any of these mean, then that is a great opportunity to also do some investigating and learn more about it. Previously I spoke about continual learning, always being in motion. So if you see something on here and you're not sure what it means, then that's a great starting point to dig a little deeper and, perhaps do a little bit of research on it yourself. But also, if it would be helpful to ask me what I mean by any of these, or to ask my perspective on any of these, please do. I would love to discuss any of them with you, or any new entries that you come up with. Some of these, in fact, probably a lot of these have been suggestions that I've kind of added because somebody else said, hey, this should be on your list. So, message me on Teams, or, connect with me on LinkedIn and, say, hey, let's add something to your list. I think this one would be a great addition. As I said, I'll make this available in a document form. And I also have another one that, has a form that I'll share that has a basic description, a definition of each of these terms. And for the most part, I think you'll find that, it is just the dictionary definition that I'm listing. So, I still think there's room to kind of dig deeper, find, context in which a lot of these are used, especially if it's a business context. So, when you read the definition for some of these that I provide, don't think that, that's the only, source of definition that you could have. There's always room to learn more about these. And then the other thing I will do is provide a slide that looks like this, or a document that looks like this. And this is going to be really small, and I apologize. I don't know that I can really do much to make it bigger, but it's just a list of things again, but it has a little slider that says development opportunity to highly skilled. And I've done one of these for myself, and I try and update it. I kind of keep one for myself, and I try and keep it updated as I feel like I've made progress in particular areas. But the start of this whole little project, if you will, is being honest with yourself. Being honest with your own assessment of, where you are in terms of each of these, whether it is something that you are really, already highly skilled in, or if it's an area that, you could develop further. And even if you're highly skilled, I'm not saying that there's nothing left to be learned. There always is. But it may mean that that's not an area that you need to focus on first. It just means that there are other areas that, could be a focus that will have a greater impact as you, progress. So that's kind of my discussion for right now. I mean, I've got some time left, so I can go through some of these and share at least what I have used as definitions for these, if that would be helpful. But what I can do is maybe just open it to any questions, and just if there's any one of these in particular that any of you would like to chat more about or have me talk more about, I'm happy to do that. Okay, well, I realize I probably finished my time a little bit early. Sometimes I talk faster than I know I'm going to, but again, I really appreciate being invited to talk. I hope this has been helpful and useful for you, and I will share in the chat. I'll share these documents that have all of these listed, as well as another thing that I listed for each of them is a link to a resource on LinkedIn Learning for the specific category. So, for example, empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So I think that's something that's important for people, regardless of what your role is, regardless of what your job title is. That's something that is important for a professional to have. And so I include a link to a video or a course on LinkedIn for each of these. Most of these have more than one course on LinkedIn Learning. And of course, that's a benefit. LinkedIn Learning is a benefit that you will get when you reach beta milestone. So for those of you who are not yet at beta milestone, I encourage you to post that event and submit it to us so we can review it and advance you to beta. But also, I will say, if you start viewing one of these courses or these videos that I'm including, and you find that it's not particularly helpful, or there's always more. A lot of these have many videos that you can look at, or different courses. So I'm only including one, but if I didn't happen to grab the best one, please don't worry about finding a different one. It's really just meant to be kind of a starting point for you. So yeah, with that, I will wrap it up. Again, if anybody had any questions or comments, this is a time I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. I'm being nice. Yeah, thank you very much, Aaron. This really is a very wonderful session, and there are a lot of things from this session I'm just learning now, and I think I need to start practicing some of them. But then I'm just going to the chat group, to the chat session, and someone asked the question. It was like, can you give an example on how you manage your Pablo?
Sorry, give an example of which one?
It's question. Can you give an example on how you manage your Pablo? Someone, you can clarify if you can ask the question.
Yes, although I'm still having a little bit of trouble. I was able to hear the managing, but what was the next part?
So in the middle of your checklist, in the middle of the middle column, you have managing up.
Oh yeah,
as part of your checklist. So I was wondering, what are your approaches to managing up yourself?
Yeah, and for any who are not familiar with that term, the definition that I got is from an online source, and you'll find different definitions as well, from different sources. And I tried just to grab one that I thought worked well. But the definition I got from managing up is a method of career development that's based on consciously working for the mutual benefit of yourself and your boss. And for me, what that kind of means is, doing what I can to not only, fulfill my responsibilities, but to kind of proactively provide my manager what they are looking for and what will, make them have to do less work or, make their lives a little bit easier. So, in a sense, it's kind of starts with, understanding your manager's role. And I think another thing you'll find, sorry to go a little bit off topic here, but another thing that you'll find is that a lot of these things on this checklist are kind of intertwined. They may kind of be connected to another one or multiple other ones. So managing up, is definitely tied into, understanding and navigating the organization, which, has to do with understanding people's roles in the organization and what those people, other people are responsible for and what their tasks and things that they're working on involved. So, understanding your manager's role and what they need in order to be successful in their role. And then, seeing, is there something that I can do that, they don't have to come to me and ask for, something that I can just do that will, help them to have the information they need. So that's kind of the way I look at managing up. And it can start with, and I think should start with, that discussion where you talk with your manager and say, what are some of the things that I can be doing, that will give you the information you need, give you the data that you need in order to, be more successful and have your job easier. It's not, some people will look at it as, I don't know, I've heard people say it's kind of being the teacher's pet. That's a term we use here, or, just trying to really go up too far to impress your manager. And it's not about that. It's, or at least it's not meant to be that. It's not meant to be, trying to do these things so that you get preferential treatment from your manager. That's not at all what it is. It's just demonstrating, that you are not only capable of doing your own work and being successful in your own role, but that you have the ability to, impact other people's success and role with what you can provide. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer, Salman.
That was brilliant. Thank you, Aaron. Very useful ideas and approaches there. I'll take that into consideration. Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, so we have
okay.
another question.
Sure.
Yeah. So the question we have is how to keep a motivation up while self-learning a topic.
So one of the things that I work well with rewards. I like being rewarded for things, and for doing things, and that for me is a motivation. Some people, just the learning in and of itself is motivation. Being able to say I learned this today, and that drives them, and that's great for those people. Not all of us have that wonderful quality. For some of us, for example, a recognition or a piece of paper that has our certificate on it or a degree on it, that's motivation enough. And it really, so this really depends on the individual. But there are things, I know that if I am learning something, if I know that I need to learn something or develop in a particular area, in order to be more successful, but it's not an area that I have a great interest in, then sometimes it takes an external kind of reward or something like that to motivate me. And in the past I've done things like if I'm a big video gamer, so I've said, and I really want to play this video game, but I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna leave it in the wrapper, and I'm not even gonna open it because I'm not gonna allow myself to play it until I have accomplished this and whatever that goal is. And And, I've done little things like that to try and motivate myself. It might be, once I do this, I'm going to go out to a nice dinner, or I'm going to, take a weekend trip to some place that I've wanted to go. It really depends on, I think, what it is you're trying to learn. If it's something that you have a passion for, you'll probably find you don't need a ton of motivation. You just enjoy doing it. But if it's something that is not so exciting to you, but you need to learn anyway, then an external motivator, like one of the things I mentioned, could be something that works for you.
Yeah, that was a great answer actually. So we have another question here by Zenvi Lee. What's the best course you have done from LinkedIn Learning that you had say everyone should check out, according to you?
So for me, I would say, the one that I think I gained the most from was the project management course. So I've been involved in projects, for pretty much my whole career, and a project can be something incredibly simple, and it can be something incredibly complex. So, my projects have ranged from replacing furniture in a conference room. That's a pretty straightforward project, but it's still a project because it has different steps, and it has a timeline, and it has a budget, all the way up to a major project, such as selecting a partner and building out a call center in a different country. Now, that's a project that, could take over a year to do, and has, hundreds of different, steps along the way, and time, really, timelines that have to be met and things like that. So, for me, the course that had the greatest benefit, I would say, and I've taken some really good ones, but the project management for me was especially beneficial because it really helped me to understand how to break things down into, a project, into its core components, and, how to take on something without feeling overwhelmed, how to be able to see the different steps that are required and the dependencies, this has to be done before that, and how to kind of build that framework. So for anyone who, becoming a project management professional, PMP, is something that, I am actually still working towards. And that's a goal that I've set for myself, a professional goal. But whether you decide to pursue that or not, I think most of you will find that your careers involve projects. So understanding, how projects work in a professional environment, I think is especially important. So that's one that I know I benefited greatly from.
Yes. Yeah, so we have one more doubt that how should our resume and mindset be like before applying for MSP?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. So how should our resume and the mindset be like before applying for MSP?
So for applying for the Student Ambassador Program?
It's a question from the YouTube stream. Yeah, Mr. Microsoft Student Partner, which is now our MLSA.
Yeah. Well, in terms of applying for the Student Ambassador Program, some of the things, that I can recommend, and I am one of the people who reviews applications. So, I have 4 times every year I review applications. So I have, a lot of insight into, I think, what is successful and what isn't so successful. So, I think first and foremost, just remember that when you are applying for this program, try to approach the questions that we ask not so much from the standpoint of needing to recite your resume. Of course, we're interested in accomplishments and what you have learned so far in your studies. All of that's important. But the questions that we ask are, really designed to gauge how passionate you are about technology and what you will bring to this program and what you will add to this program as an ambassador. So try not to approach the questions from the standpoint of reciting your resume to us, but more really providing a thoughtful answer that reflects on your own individual experiences, and as I mentioned in my earlier in my presentation, on your unique perspective, because that's what makes this program so amazing, is that it's the ambassadors from all over the world that each have their own unique perspective. So try to make your answers reflect that, and be thoughtful in your answers. That doesn't mean they have to be long essays. We're not asking for long essays, but also try not to just give a one sentence answer that just doesn't give us too much detail. We want to be able to try and get to know you a little bit through your answers, and that's really the most important advice I can provide is just to demonstrate and show your own unique experiences through your answers.
Yeah, thank you. That was really awesome. And yeah, you want to add something?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to thank you all again for having me. I hope this has been informative, but also that this it does not need by any means to be the end of the discussion. Please feel free to message me and to strike up a conversation, whether it's on Teams or LinkedIn. And this is an area that I have a lot of interest in and passion. Developing myself. It's not just about developing others. I use this for self-development. So I'm always interested in other people's perspective, and I just hope to have the chance to chat with you more about it, or any other topic. Getting to know the student ambassadors in the program is also what makes this so rewarding, such a rewarding role for me. So if I have not yet had the chance to get to know you, I really hope to have the chance to do that in the near future.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we are also thankful for having your valuable time and knowledge. And definitely, I would like to thank you for sharing us some important points. And definitely, I will appreciate the checklist you have shared is very helpful to decide that what field we are very good at and where to focus the most. Thank you so much, Aaron, for giving us a wonderful time.
I will share these with you all, and thank you again for having me.
Thank you. So guys, now we'll be moving forward to the next portion or session, and that is the quiz, which is the Microsoft Trivia. And for that, I would like to pass on this session to the Tina and Rohit. So guys, over to you now.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are
Yes.
audible.
Okay. These were some of the very amazing sessions we had, and surely we'll remember all this for making our career choices in the future. Thank you so much. And adding on to the fun, we have our game section. Are you all excited for it? Come on.
Woo.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
give me a minute. I'll present. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is visible, Tina.
Just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Come. Until then, you can all go to kahoot.it and enter this pin. Everyone who's watching from YouTube also can join in the Kahoot quiz. This is the pin you will have to enter after going to kahoot.it.
Tina, can I also
Please
play?
let me know if I'm stuck in between anywhere.
No, Rohit, that would be unfair with the players. You already know the quiz, isn't it?
Maybe you can have a quick
yeah,
introduction
you
of
can,
what
you can.
Kahoot is about.
Sorry?
Are you all able to join in? Sorry. Hello.
Hello, Tina. You are audible here.
Hello.
Yes, Tina.
Did someone say anything?
Yes,
I'm
we
sorry.
can hear you.
Okay.
No, you are. It is completely fine. Please carry on.
Okay. We'll wait for 2 more minutes.
That's not me.
That is you.
No, it actually is not.
Are
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. I don't know who.
Maybe someone else.
Someone is playing with Salman.
Yeah, and it's just that someone is really looking for some famous name to use for his own.
Which is a famous name?
Sorry?
Everyone knows here it's Salman and Casey.
Which Yagnik is the famous name?
Oh, that coming from you means a lot.
You can find Virtua Yagnik on LinkedIn on the website.
Ganesh. Oh my god. Ganesh is in the call.
No, he's not.
Someone else just uses name as well. Is it Chirag?
Tina's
And
also
someone
playing.
using Tina as
No,
a name as well.
It's not me. Someone is playing. I think today we'll have a very odd winner list. We don't know who it is.
You can cross the person out.
Someone named Salman and
Yeah,
Casey
you
wins.
can kick Salman. That's not me.
I do
Salman can at least.
Oh no, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. As in, I mean, I'm not saying it's good to kick people. So. It's a free will, right? Sorry, Chirag, what were you saying?
I was just saying
Yeah, this tends to happen with Kahoot.
that if the person named
Guys.
Salman Ankisi wins, at least Salman can say I won.
No, because I've already said it.
Well, we know that. I just, you're having some sort of benefits here.
Okay, since the number is constant from a long time, shall I start?
Yeah, I think it's good to start. Yep.
Okay. I think they can join in between also. Salman
Yep.
Chirag is here.
Okay,
Why
and
did you-
Nandu,
That's definitely not me.
Maybe the real
Maybe
Salman
that's
can.
Salman. I guess that's Salman.
Okay, I'll start.
yes,
Let's
please.
go.
Yeah.
When was Microsoft born? 1974, 1975, 1978, or is it 1976? For all those who are new to Kahoot, the faster you answer, the more points you get. Yes, 1975. Okay. Next, let's see who's leading. Sinna, if I pronounce it
Well,
right.
seeing the fact
And-
that Salman is not on the top, I think that is not the real Salman, definitely.
Seems like someone doesn't want Salman to win. And also someone wants Tina to win.
How do you know if
game.
I'm even playing?
Okay,
At least by your name, they will be able to prove that, isn't it?
who is the CEO of Microsoft? Bill Gates, Sundar Pichai, Paul
Gates.
Allen, Satya Nadella. Okay, that's great.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't say
Wow.
current.
Is this Salman by any chance?
No, that's China.
Okay, that's
Probably.
It's pronounced Sina.
Oh, sorry, but there's someone in the ambassador program called China too.
China, yeah.
How do I pronounce this?
China.
China. Okay.
Sina.
Okay. When did Microsoft acquire GitHub? 2017, 2016, 2019, or 2018? Okay, this was close. 2018. Great. Okay. Sheena is leading. Go. What's the name of the developer competition by Microsoft aimed towards students? Student Ambassador Summit, Imagine Cup, Microsoft Build, AI for Everyone.
Finally something I know.
Okay, 14 people knew it. Imagine Cup, great. As you all know, Imagine Cup is a program where it's introduced for students who have the passion for technology and who can solve social issues together. So it's great. Next. Okay, China is not
Oh,
giving
Tina,
it to
where's
anyone.
the background music?
How the name Microsoft originated. Micro for small and soft for gentleness. Micro for microcomputer and soft for not hard. Micro for microcomputer and soft for software. Micro for small and soft for software. Great. Micro for microcomputer and soft for software. Is the music
Oh,
okay?
I didn't know this.
Okay,
Oh,
the new leader.
where is Salman in this list? Salman is nowhere to be found on this list.
From where did Microsoft originate? Los Angeles, New York, Albuquerque, San Francisco.
It's the weird name one.
Yes, Albuquerque. Okay. Flip is leading. Let's go. What is
Where
the
is
name?
Albuquerque? Abi, how is it pronounced?
Albuquerque, I believe. Or am I wrong? What is the name of Microsoft's virtual assistant?
For all the Halo players out there, you guys already know the answer.
Someone clicked Alexa. That's funny.
Okay. Flip is leading. Next. When did Microsoft acquire LinkedIn? 2018, 2016, 2015, 2017. The answers are coming up super soon. Wow. Oh, that was close. 2016, yes. Okay. Blep is still leading. Let's see. The next. When was the program rebranded to Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador? July 2020, August 2020, June 2019, August 2019. To give you a hint, it was first called as MSP, Microsoft Student Partners, and then it was rebranded to Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors.
That was a good question.
Yeah, absolutely.
August 2020. Yes. Okay. Blep is leading. Ishwa
Tina, you
and
shouldn't be behind.
sorry.
You shouldn't be behind. You should be at the top.
Whoever is Tina, please come up fast. Okay. What does the command rand does in MS Word? Create a special word, create a command word, create a random word, create a new word. Okay. As the name suggests, it creates a new word. Okay, speeding up. Okay.
Okay, but where is Salman there? There was
What's the
Salman
Wow.
and Casey.
number
That
of
was a good one.
MLSAs currently? 25 plus, 4,000 plus, 4,600 plus, 3,000 plus. $600 plus, yes. Ishwa. Okay, great. Let's go to the next question. What was Microsoft's first product? MS-DOS, Basic, Windows 1.0, MS Office. Basic, yes. Okay, let's see. Okay, great. Ishwa is leading. MS is the best. Blep, Tina, and Pratik.
Let
After
MS
session,
be the best. Be at the top.
sorry.
Let MS be the best. Should be at the top.
Okay. Which of the following is not a cloud deployment model? IaaS, OaaS, SaaS, PaaS.
Tina, can you repeat those answers again?
IaaS, OaaS, SaaS, and PaaS.
Can you
Yes.
repeat them again, please, Tina?
Should I repeat
He's just having
Salman
fun
is
with
messing with you.
me.
Yeah, he's
What?
messing with
What?
you.
No, wait, what? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, as we all know, infrastructure as a unit, software as infrastructure as a service, software as a service, and platform as a service. Okay. Okay. Ishwa is leading. Let's. Who is the co-founder of Microsoft? Jim Alchin, Michael Abrish, Paul Allen, Satya Nadella.
I know one answer that would be getting response, which is the wrong one.
Yeah. Oh wow. So
Okay,
Bill Gates
we
along
haven't
with
got.
Paul Allen founded Microsoft. Okay. Ishwa is leading. Let's go. When was Microsoft's first ever Windows released? 1985, 1987, 1989, 1984. 1987. Yes. It somehow feels like we're hosting a KBC, right? Okay, Ishwa is still leading. Second last question. Identify the image. Is this of Git or GitHub?
Oh my god. I pressed too fast.
That is super fast.
How come 3% have answered for Git?
Okay, MS is the best has come on the top. Who is this?
That's what happens when you have a trigger
After
finger.
all, MS is the best.
Okay. Last question. Which of these is not a MTC exam? Azure Fundamentals, Azure Cloud Security Fundamentals, Power Platform Fundamentals, Microsoft 365 Fundamentals.
Just check LinkedIn and see Salman certifications. If it's not there, it's not the answer.
Not now.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Azure Cloud Security Fundamentals is not a MTC exam. Let's see who's come third. Left. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was me.
MS is the best. Oh, it was Richa? Okay, Ishwa
Oh
is
no,
the
no, no,
best.
not me.
Okay. Congratulations, Ishwa. MS is the best. Left. Okay.
Whoa, congratulations. What's the
That
gift,
was so
Tina?
much. That was so much fun. Sorry?
What's the gift? What's the gift for
That's the
for you?
gift. We'll give them swags. Digital swags.
The winner will be getting an MTC exam voucher.
What about the top three?
And what about the runners up?
What about the players? Yeah, we should discuss this for the runner-up.
What about us?
Okay, that was super
First, you
fun.
have to
There's
come up with your real identities in order to
yeah,
bring
yeah,
your
that is true. Yes, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so
we have another quiz. Rohit will be
let's have
hosting
the
it.
fun again.
Yeah, this is the second one, and this
So
will
if
be
anyone
very.
couldn't join, you can still join.
By the way, there is a security fundamentals exam. If anyone's interested, it's in beta.
Yes,
I've put
exactly,
it in the
who's
chat.
exactly. That's
interested,
what I was
Salman?
thinking.
No,
There's
no,
an
but we
exam
wrote
like that.
Azure. Yeah, but we wrote Azure's Cloud Security Fundamentals. We added another word.
Yeah,
No,
the name is a
this is
bit
cloud. This is Azure and Microsoft 365.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's beta, so it's not. I mean, not everyone. It's not official yet, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, guys,
Alright,
so please join this Kahoot. We will be starting very soon.
we can start.
Let's wait for a minute because I see there are only, yeah, they are still joining. We are about 19 in the minute. So excluding both of us, at least 17 can be there at max.
I want you to win, Tina is amazing. I want you to win.
Okay, wait, what? What is this name? Wait,
Oh wait, it is. Oh wait, it is. You know where
Oh
this
my-
is from.
That was good. That was good.
Go ahead, you did that to yourself.
If you want
No,
prizes, also
I
come
Not
with
too
your
many
original
Salman,
name.
huh?
That's not me.
I'm still like
Who-
not able to who is joining by Rohit Saryana.
And he's called Salman Chirag as well. What is that? What's that supposed to mean?
Okay, anyways, I guess we can begin now, Tina.
Okay.
All right, so the very first question, which is the famous assistant from Microsoft that used to appear in Office apps? Mind you, it is only for the Office apps. So that assistant is not available as of now, but still it is famous, pretty famous. And as a hint, we have received it in our beta swag kits. Yeah, Flippy is the right answer.
Before saying the word hint, you had already given so many hints.
Okay, and Ishwa is on top, followed by Prateek, Ganesh, Zenvi, and of course Rohit Saryana on fifth position. Let's go to next question now, Tina. Okay, so does Microsoft Teams has an insider program? So in my
Just show me
quiz,
the
you would
answer.
sort of find some questions
That's a great option.
for
Just show me the answer.
Just show me the answer.
So Microsoft Teams has an insider program which is available for all. So they are like in multiple phases. So if you are like as an enterprise, you can directly have an closed loop channel with them. Otherwise, there is an public preview channel open for everyone if you want to test it out. So let's have a look at the scoreboard now.
You can take the inspiration
Each-
from Rohit, the insider guy.
Ishwa is on top, followed by Zenvi, Rohit, Saryana. Of course, Tina is amazed, and Pratik at the fifth position. Over to next question now.
Rohit would want Ariana to be at the top, right?
Okay. In which year was Microsoft Edge released? So we are not just talking about the very newest version, the very first version of.
I have no idea.
Okay, so
Yes, the
a bit of
non-Chromium one.
yeah, so Chromium 1 was the rebuild of original Edge, but originally Edge shipped with Windows 10 when Windows 10 was released in 2015. So Edge was made available with Windows 10. But now after switching to a Chromium code base, it is available on all of the platforms now.
And then
So
yesterday, right, the Edge Canary on mobile Android came out.
yeah, I just installed it yesterday on the.
Oh, Rohit Saryana is there.
Oh my Oh my god.
Yeah, finally. They took my
I
word
want
seriously.
I want to meet this Rohit Sariana.
Why not? Why not? It's after yours.
So does Microsoft Teams has a free personal version? So right now
You
what we are
choose the
using
green option.
so
Yeah, I like how the fourth option is just show me the answers.
And I like who is clicking on it.
so what we are using as of now is through our school account. I mean our educational account. So yes, it has a free version, and Salman has created a chat over there for all of the ambassadors if you want to join in there.
There's
So
like
let's
7
Yeah.
of us in there. Please
There,
join.
there's a hello test.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's an interesting story behind this actually. Like they had to do a market test and like they got a lot of feedback from I think user groups and then they found that if they charge per person right nobody would use Teams. So they had to make it free. Yeah. But originally it was planned to be charged like per head. Yeah.
Yeah, especially after getting the competition due to COVID situation. People actually needed it. So they launched the free version.
Yeah. So let's have a look at the scoreboard now. Okay, so Rohit Sariana has vanished from the scoreboard. How nice. Ishwa, Zenvi, Blep Original. Okay. What is the tool that allows you to host Visual Studio Code and develop remotely in the cloud? So this is a new tool. And it has sort of been rebranded multiple times before it came to its final form. Cool. So the correct answer is GitHub Code Spaces. So previously it was Visual Studio Online, I believe, and then it was rebranded to Visual Studio Code Spaces and GitHub Code Spaces. Both of them were coexisting with each other, and now we have GitHub Code Spaces. So over to the scoreboard now. Okay,
See you.
Rohit Sariana
They
is
are
back.
vanishing and coming and vanishing and coming. Wow.
Okay,
What a
so
huge jump.
let's go to next question now. What is the name of the gaming overlay on Windows 10 that allows controlling music, system resources, and more? So it provides multiple features like controlling system resources and link into your Spotify account to play currently playing music. And there is also an extension store where you can get a lot of other stores to add features to your installation, right? So most of us have answered it currently. It is Xbox Game Bar. So let's have a look at the scoreboard now.
This is very interesting actually, because there's a very good recording feature that you can use after activating the game bar. Like you don't need to install any other app. You can just use the recording. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
I use it
absolutely
for-
one of the good features I like about Windows 10.
Yes. So Tina, over to the next question now.
Also, we have Bill Gates on our call. Welcome.
Bill Gates is also Ganesh.
Yeah.
What is the point of Windows 10 in stable? So we are talking about the consumer version here. The current version in stable right now. Okay, so the right answer over here is 20H2, which is
It's 20H1. Like it recommended it's 20H1.
Yeah, but the question here was that which is the current version of Windows 10 in stable?
They're
Like
both
for
in
the
stable.
no. for the consumer version, which is the most recent one. So 20H2 is the one.
Okay, I thought it was based on recommended.
No, not the recommended one. The one which is in use like by most of the consumers. So it is 20H2 as of now, and 20H1 is coming very soon, like by the next month or so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's have a look at the scoreboard now, Tina.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ishwa is on top, followed by Ganesh, Rohit Sariana third, Zenvi, and Tina is amazed. Next question now. Which technique is used in tracking prevention in browsers like Microsoft Edge and Mozilla Firefox? So it is a security as well as a privacy feature. And Firefox has gone like too strict on this. So the right answer is all of the above. These techniques not only block just cookies and ad trackers, they block fingerprinting techniques as well, which include techniques like storage access and fingerprinting, like accessing your personal information. So everything is blocked there. So all of the above is the right answer. Over to scoreboard now. Ishwa is on top, followed by Rohit Sariana. Zenvi, Tina is amazed, and Ganesh. Over to next question now.
All the organizers themselves are winning.
But I am not
They're not
actually
the
taking...
real ones. They're not the real ones.
By the name.
Yeah.
Okay, so pre-release products by Microsoft. This is an easy one, I guess.
Yes, after it's from Insider Guy.
Cool. So we were talking about like for every pre-release products, not just for Windows 10. So Windows Insider is limited to just Windows 10, but Microsoft Insider covers a lot of other programs like Teams, Office, Skype, Bing, Edge, and other products as well. So over to scoreboard now. All right. Ishwa is on top, followed by Rohit Sariana. Shubhashis on third, followed by Zenvi, and Tina is amazed.
I'm totally amazed now.
So Windows 10 has a name given to the update model that using which we receive updates. So what is the name of that model? Because previously, if you have used Windows 7, Windows 8, the system used to be a bit different there, where you needed to pay to upgrade to the next version. But in Windows 10, we have cumulative updates and feature updates, and your PC is always supported now. So that is known as Windows as a service. Okay, Rohit Sariana is back on top, followed by Tina is amazed, Ishwa, Zenvi, and Fatima. Sorry, is this?
So if Rohit Sariana wins, we would consider Rohit to win.
Okay. So next question now. True or false? Office apps are available for Windows and Mac OS. So this question is regarding the platform, that are the Office apps only available?
Wow.
Right.
Unexpectedly. Only one was the one to answer the right.
Wait, what?
I'm
the
pretty
show?
sure they are available on Mac now, no?
Yeah, even
Yeah,
I think
like,
that is
so when Microsoft saved Apple from bankruptcy, a long time ago, they were the biggest producer of apps for Apple back in the day.
Yeah.
And
I
Rajesh
think
did a talk at Build talking about how it's cross-platform on iOS, Android, Mac, and Windows.
Yeah, I think I framed the language a bit. The language bit went sorry. So I originally meant this question to be like it is available on Android and iOS as well, and of course on the web. So we can move to the next question.
Yeah, they're like with Satya's new strategy, he's trying to make he's trying to make everyone go onto the Office like ecosystem. So yeah, it's available everywhere now. Yep.
One of the first steps that Satya took when he came over as a CEO was releasing Office on iPad. So that was a huge step.
Yes,
So,
besides all this, the most important point is Rohit Haryana is winning.
so Rohit Saryana was the only one who got it right, I believe. No worries.
Well,
Let's
technically it
move on.
was wrong, but
They are doing great. Rohit,
No,
you
but
taught
no.
them?
Okay, so now a bit of questions about the ambassador program. So how many countries are represented in the ambassadors program? If you can
You
take
should have
a
a
guess.
third option. Just let me know the answer.
All right. So there are over like 100 countries from where ambassadors are there. I do not have the exact count yet. So if anyone knows, can they answer this?
I think it's 1 or 2.
I asked Sarah day before yesterday, and she told me this only that there are 99 plus countries from where ambassadors are represented. So it is like a diverse community. We are like from 99 plus communities. That is a huge achievement.
So we're at least 100, you could say.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the scoreboard now.
Well, one of us can move countries and then, like, you know, make it even more.
Tina is amazing, but not as amazing as Rohit Haryana.
Okay, next question.
Over to next question. Yeah. So, what is the minimum number of attendees you require in your first event as a student ambassador? So,
0.
I guess if there is any new ambassador,
You
they
ambassador
can-
should know about this.
Technically, this is it.
Yeah. So there is a limit on the limit as well as the number of attendees that you can have.
So this technically 15 for upgrading to beta, but you don't need 15 for your first event. You can have
If
0.
I'm not wrong,
Still an event.
yeah, go ahead.
So
Talking about upgrading to
if
better,
I'm-
please can I ask a question?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so the new notes that was put out by Pablo, does that mean I have to be the one speaking at my event?
For your beta advancement?
Yes.
Yes.
I have to
Also,
be the
you can
organizer.
collaborate
Yeah.
so that. Sorry, I didn't.
I don't think you need to. I don't think you need to speak. I think you just need to be the one to organize and report the program. Anyone can just correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think you necessarily have to speak. I'm not sure.
Because recently Pablo, I think, posted a message like if you are going for a beta advancement, I think you should be the only one who speak and organize the event. I just read it somewhere. I'll just see.
Yes,
and
he said
get that.
there is only one organizer per
Yeah.
event.
They should be the
so
speaker. It's
we-
not like they should be the only speaker. But yeah, they have to be the speaker.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't have like multiple people upgrading to beta in that first event, basically.
Yeah, so you can collaborate with beta and gold ambassadors if you want.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Once you are a beta, you can collaborate, but you cannot collaborate as of now. Your first event needs to be only you covering a technology, and that
No,
should
I'm
be a
pretty sure you can collab, but
Yeah,
like
you can.
it's one person
I
who
can-
will get the
Yeah.
upgrade.
I think what I understood from the message was that I should be the organizer, but I can invite someone else to speak at the event.
Yeah, you
In
can
terms
have
of
someone
like,
else speaking in the event, but only one of you will be considered for upgradation.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
the thing that don't collaborate with Alpha Ambassador, instead collaborate with Beta and Gold. So you can still collaborate, but not with Alpha.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, you can, but just one of you will do the upgrade.
Okay, thanks.
Also, if I'm not wrong, if you're collaborating, the minimum should be 30, right? So just to
Yeah,
inform.
15 per
15 minimum
ambassador.
for each.
Yeah,
15
just
minimum
to
for each.
inform.
No, but
We
that's
cannot
just for
collaborate with
operation.
Alpha according to the new post that Pablo posted. It has to be just one organizer. So if, for instance, two Alpha ambassadors organize an event, it's just one person that can report the event.
Yep.
Both of them
And,
cannot
and
report.
only no, and only one person will be able to get upgradation.
Yes, exactly.
But you can still like collaborate. Like there's nothing stopping you from collaborating, but like you would probably have to
Yeah.
agree who's,
After all,
who's
the
getting the
program.
upgrade.
But you can do like 2 events then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. You should do 2 events instead of 1.
Could do 20.
Thanks.
Okay, so Tina, let's have a look at the scoreboard now.
Yeah. So 15 is the minimum number. Let's go.
Come on, Rohit, Haryana win.
So it's Ariana is on top, followed by Tina Samez, Shubhashish, Ganesh, and Zenvi. Over to the next question now.
I don't know why I can't see Salman here.
So when did Microsoft launch Teams worldwide? So it was launched like not quite while ago, but yeah, in the last 6 years.
There are the options.
All right. So Teams
Yeah.
was released in 2017, and it has been expanded since then, and it is the most used conferencing app as of now, with the numbers stating like back when Microsoft released the numbers, it was like 115 million users per month. So that is a huge number. Let's have a look at the scoreboard now. I'm pretty sure that the number must be even higher, since most of us are like doing remote work and studying from home and doing our work from home. And as a fact, Rohit Saryan is again on top, followed by Tina, Fatiha, Blip, Original, and Shubhashi. Over to next question. Tina.
Okay, that's the last question.
Yes. So the strength of the student ambassadors in the program.
What does strength mean?
Total number of ambassadors.
Ah,
So what is like the number of ambassadors?
Number of student ambassadors.
I thought it was gonna be like the strength meaning like
Power.
yeah, and then like
Yeah,
choose the
first
word
thing
like
that's what I
amazing,
thought.
like
The strength.
yeah, and then every answer is gonna be
But
correct.
then I guess they're asking for numbers.
Also, this is the highest, so we can say the strength is also 4700 in terms of power.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Also, you can consider Salman to be
4700 what though?
45.
It could be 4700 like maybe
It's ambassadors, Sal. It's ambassadors.
So this is
You should
also
have
a number received from Sara, that there are like 4700 ambassadors in the program as of now, after the onboarding of the new cohort. Previously it was like 4500, but we saw a net addition of 200 ambassadors after this.
I thought it was 4200 last time, and then we gained like 4500.
Yeah. Okay, so time to see the leaderboard, and I'm pretty sure Ariana should be on top here. So,
not just
what-
Haryana.
We are
As
all
a
waiting. Oh.
Hey.
Finally.
Okay, I have a serious question here. What do you have for the top three?
If everyone
You can get Rohit's
reveals
signature,
their
right?
original names, we'll be.
Okay, I know why Arpita is asking this question. No need to
Because she's
explain.
black. Black
but then
original.
why
I'm
the
black.
name Rohit Saryana?
No, I'm not Rohit Saryana. No.
No, you're black. You're black original.
Yep.
But you're at least Ariana.
If
All
everyone
right.
reveals their name, we can give some gifts to them. Digital
Yeah,
gifts.
Tina will be sponsoring the event.
Oh no.
Yes,
I
after
will
all,
like
she's
it,
amazing.
along with everyone.
Well, I can ask Ariana, and I would receive if I receive a reply within the next 100 years. I can, of course.
I also want to know who is Tina is amazed.
Well,
And
it
Rohit.
is you. Tina is amazing. You are amazing.
All right. So with
Okay,
that,
that was
we have
super
come
fun.
to an end
That was
of
a fun session.
yeah. And now our next session is an open mic session where all of us, if there are any new ambassadors, they can clear their doubts. Existing ambassadors can share their experiences on being a part of this community or any other thing that you want to share with us. So it is an open mic session for anyone that wants to say anything.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, for this part, I'll be giving a quick introduction for those who are not for the new ambassadors who are not familiar with all that Microsoft has to offer. So I thought that this would be a good way to get things started, and I'm glad that everybody has like warmed up and gotten to know each other through the games. And yeah, thanks Shirak and Tina for hosting the whole icebreaker. And I think it's been great. Yeah. So yeah, like what Shirak said, I'm hoping that everyone can just like unmute your mic if your background isn't too noisy, so that we can all really just share about our different pathways, our passions, and how we found like useful tools and technologies from Microsoft that have helped us in our learning journey so far. And yeah, before that, maybe I'll just do a quick screen share to just flash through the different websites that you guys might not know of. Yeah. So let me do a quick screen share. Alright, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the one of the for the open mic session, the key brief was that we should talk about easy to learn technologies for non-technical students. So with Microsoft's recent acquisition, actually we have LinkedIn now. Whether or not you are technical or not, I believe that LinkedIn is like the premier tool to like look for jobs and extend your network and everyone thing like that. And I know from yesterday that everyone loves to connect. So yeah, maybe you can drop our links later on to connect with one another. But yeah, just to give a quick introduction, you might want to try and set up your profile well and view. What LinkedIn is for the uninitiated is that it's like Facebook, but for in a more professional setting where you connect with one another and like take courses. There are like courses like C plus courses and all sorts of different things there. And there's also LinkedIn Learning, which is another Microsoft acquisition. They actually acquired a learning platform called lynda.com with many courses. So all the lynda.com courses are now on LinkedIn Learning, and those who reach beta student ambassador level, I believe are granted free access, and you may even have access to LinkedIn Learning from your learning institution. So I highly recommend it. And the courses are really high quality, and they guide you through step by step. Even if you don't have any technological background, you are able to follow through. Yeah. So some things that I'll recommend is like the Flutter workshop and various other things if you want to pick up some technical skills. If not, like Aaron mentioned previously, there's the project management course that you can check out. Yeah. Then another site that is from Microsoft that is totally free where you can pick up technologies is Microsoft Learn. So you can actually filter by beginner the different levels, and there are learning paths that you can follow. And actually, in the MSLA program, we are actually accredited, I think, advancement to Alpha 2. I'm not sure if this is old news. You can correct me later. You can actually need to clear one of the learning paths to advance to Alpha 2. And yeah, there's many interesting things. The one that I actually cleared was the Azure fundamentals. So it's something that I recommend. It gives you a good overview of what services there are. And yeah, as MSPs, we also as MSLAs, we actually get free Azure credits. I think about $200 a month. And you can use it to host like all sorts of services and look into it. So this is getting a bit more to the technical side. But let's say that you learn to design a website on LinkedIn Learning already, and you want to throw it up to the cloud, right? So that you can let your friends access it. You can just go and like spin up a static web app, and normally it's paid, but with your Microsoft Learn Ambassador account, you can actually get it for free up to $200. So it's something that I highly recommend everyone check out. And then there's also GitHub, which got acquired by Microsoft. And some things that you may not know for non-technical people is that let's say you want to be a project manager, you can actually go to the projects tab, and then you can create a sort of project management board. So in this case, yeah, sorry, this is supposed to be an open mic, but I'm just trying to give a quick overview about this. Take less than 5 minutes. So yeah, so a demo doesn't work when you want it to work. Yeah, wait, a quick sec. So what it happens is you can actually manage your entire software development lifecycle with this. And I have a old board that I can show. So how it works is that it's something like Trello, and yeah, you can manage like backlogs, tasking, and all the different things over here. So you can set up your tasks, like write different cards on them, and then simply drag them over when the task is completed, and to help you track like what's going on and things like that. So yeah, this is something that people who want to try and work on the project management side of things can explore and learn. And then yeah, fun bonus, I guess. Microsoft also works on augmented reality, HoloLens and stuff. And personally, I find this to be really interesting because Unity has very good integration with HoloLens, and they have a very nice plug-in. It's slightly more technical, but for those of you who are interested, you can Unity is free and you don't need to care about this. You can just go to here and sign up as a free student account, and then you can easily build simple holographic applications. Trust me, it's really very simple. It's like a drag and drop, and I think there are courses available online on YouTube as well. Yeah, so there's also Power BI, but I'm not the best guy to here to talk about it. But I heard that there was a talk on Teams, I think a few weeks back, where there was actually a Microsoft staffer that came in that was a high school teacher, and he built simple applications using this Power Apps platform, and he actually got hired as a Microsoft employee sometime down the line after some Microsoft staff noticed the apps that he has developed, and he actually got the opportunity to show the applications that he developed using Power Apps to Bill Gates. So that's a talk that I would highly recommend you guys check out if you are interested in learning how Power Apps work and like why you should be interested in it. But yeah, to close off the whole introduction on the whole Microsoft ecosystem and technology, you can definitely head down to developer.microsoft.com to get to reach all these different resources that I have identified. Like there are all these tabs here, and just click through and see what tickles your fancy. Yeah. So I know that we have many technical people here, and non-technical as well. So now I'll open the floor to everyone, and maybe some of you guys, maybe Damil or Salman can share about some of your favorite technologies so far, and like how they have like impacted your journey in tech. Yeah. Or anyone else for the matter. Yep. Yeah, someone there. That's the. I'm not sure if that's the talk that I.
Oh yeah, no, I was just talking about a talk
Yeah.
from a long time.
Okay. Yeah. I can try to find that talk and share it in the link later on. Yeah. So, Damil, do you have any particular technologies you're exploring? Or anyone else for that matter? Like it can be like something you use for school, something that you found interesting. Like I think Azure is great because of the free credits lah. I even tried to mine like Bitcoin with it, but then it got shut down by Microsoft like within like 2 days. So don't try that.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Open mic
Yeah.
section.
So Azure DevOps, there was at Microsoft Ignite, there was an announcement that the number of parallel agents you can have with Azure DevOps reduced to 1. Loads of people, yeah. So basically, like, stay away from cryptocurrency mining is on Azure basically is the key message, I think.
Yeah, it can get you banned as well. I think it's against the terms of service, which I didn't know until they gave me a warning. Yeah. So it's an open mic, so feel free to share. Sorry if I overshared. It's not meant to be too technical, but I just wanted to let everyone know about the resources that everyone has access to in the student program, because I found that many ambassadors from my country, they don't actually know about this, and they're quite surprised to find that they have $200 of cloud credits every month. Yeah, but they don't use it. So if you have a application that you need to host on a server somewhere, you don't want to leave your computer on forever, you don't want to pay Amazon money, you can definitely look into using Azure and like hosting your app server up there, and it's very easy to use. I've used the AWS interface before. It's a lot less organized as compared to Azure. Not trying to like shield Azure, but I honestly think it's better. Yeah. Yeah, and someone do you have some experiences you might be able to share?
Sure. I think definitely like the C# ecosystem, .NET ecosystem is quite, wide in the sense where you can do pretty much anything with that. So I started off with VB.NET or Visual Basic, and then transitioned into C#, and this was just like to make a video game, and you could use Windows Forms. But then like it doesn't stop there, because you can start creating Windows applications with UWP, now the Fluent framework, websites, HoloLens applications like with one language. But yeah, it's quite open and diverse. But then again, like choosing the project and then the SDKs and not depending on the language is also a good thing to do. But yeah, there's lots of things. Low code is huge as well. Like Hymantica, the ambassador, she learned a lot through low code. Now she's interning, and it's great. It's great to see. That's why I mean that.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. About Windows applications and games. Yeah. Coming from a games background, I do find that C and like C++, C Sharp, this whole pipeline like is dominating the whole like games industry. Like C++ is used in Unreal Engine and C Sharp is used in Unity. And of course, there's the all the standard Windows applications written with C, C++, I believe. Yeah, UWP is C sharp, I guess. Yeah, just some technical
C,
stuff.
C++ and C Sharp.
Yeah,
But then
so
like you can have React inside of UWP too. So it's like, yeah, it's expanding. And then plus like the WinUI, so WinUI 3.0, all this stuff is like enables like you to be able to use these modern components from UWP in like, you know, WPF or I believe even WinForm applications too. So it's like, yeah. Sorry if I'm going too technical now. I realize you said like we shouldn't go technical, and then kind of going back there.
Oh yeah, sorry, I couldn't catch your last part.
No worries. I think I was just going saying that, you know, apologies if I'm going a bit too technical again, because you said yeah.
Yeah, just a fun discussion. Yeah. So Damil, I heard you unmuted your mic. Yeah, there's something to add. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Damil is actually the chief organizer for the whole event, and it wouldn't be possible without his efforts coordinating each and every one of us from all across the globe. Yeah. Hope things are fine. Yeah.
No, continue, please. I'm listening. No.
Yeah. Damil.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had my name. I did not hear you, but I had my name. Oh, you say.
Yeah, I think I have some issues hearing your voice. But yeah, I think that's about it for the current open mic session. Could I pass it on to you or the next person for the closing remarks? Yeah, I think that's about all the time we have for the open mic.
Okay. Thank you very much. At the end of the day, I think the MLSA Unpacked was a wonderful event, and basically the main goal about this event was Bosola and Bisola came to reach out to me. They are students from my school, and I always say the story again and again. They felt lost in the program. They didn't know what to do. They didn't even know the kind of events to hold since they were non-technical students. They don't know Azure, GitHub, or any of these Microsoft technologies. And I realized that if they're having that problem, a lot of people would also have that problem. And I think that was basically the focus of yesterday, which was the ambassadors only event. And it was just focused around ensuring that every student ambassador, be it technical students, non-technical students, find their place in the program. They are able to make valuable impact in the program. At the end of the day, during one of our late calls, I was inspiring others, and I said, at the end of the day, we need more student partner influencers in the program. When I joined this program, Salman, and some other people, when we joined this program, we were the ones basically that were like pushing programs. Salman was always out there, telling people about things, pushing a lot of programs, hosting a lot of events, and then it became kind of a micro influencer within the community. That's why right now, whenever anything wants to happen, many people reach out to Salman, like, hey Salman, publicize this event for me, hey, do this for me. Dawood was also that kind of person then. When he joined the program, it was also, I would say he was an influencer, because whenever he says things, it's not like whenever he says things people hear, but then he was always there to help people. It was always there to provide assistance. And then as a result of that, it just naturally happens that if you provide help, if you provide assistance, people would always reach out to you. And the more people reach out to you, the more your names go out there. When Salman joined, we were all alpha, but then I think the first or second week, I thought Salman was actually a CPM. The way he was replying to messages, always there to help people. Until I got close to him and I realized that we were both alpha at some point, and then it became better, and then we were both better ambassadors. So I think also in this program, as Aaron said, collaboration is one big thing. Let's all collaborate. Let's reach out to people. Let's help people, most importantly. The journey to gold is collaboration, helping, being there. Hosting events also is a good thing, but then I think right now, most importantly is have impact. Whatever you do, have impact. It may be by hosting events, it may be by reaching out to new ambassadors, it may be by any way, form, or manner. But then most importantly, let us have impact. I would say that's the fastest way to gold. That's aside from even being gold, which is like a milestone in the program, that's like that should be our dream or what we aim to achieve. Make impact, touch people, basically. I think that's the word. Whose PC is perfectly stable? Is that right? Your PC. Who is sharing his our screen?
Yeah, it
It's
is
right.
me. I actually wanted to switch Zenvi's screen.
Okay. I hate blue screens. Whenever I see blue screens like this, I fear my system will crash.
Yeah, but if you're an insider, then like green screen is what
I left the insiders
Rohit, I don't know
program.
if you're. Oh,
I
okay.
left the
Like,
insiders
Rohit
program.
is. That's not scary if you're on the insider builds.
Exactly.
Oh, that's true.
Exactly.
That's true. That's true. So
But thanks
back
for
to
the
my
compliments, by the way, Dami.
yeah. So back to my speech. Let's just always crave to make impact. I think that's the greatest part. Let's help new ambassadors. And thanks very much to everyone that contributed to the event. My PC is I can't share the slides again right now. I shared it earlier. But I think I'll just drop pictures and just drop an appreciation text to those that supported this event and everyone that joined, everyone called people. Thanks to everyone.
We should have a
And then
final
I hope-
picture. Final photo.
Yeah, you can share it if you have it.
Yes, so you would need to, switch on your camera for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Can we all just like turn on our cameras and take a small insider's picture? This is more like an insider's group now.
Am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but just clear thing that Microsoft's first ever Windows release was 1985, so there's a correction. I think 1987 was clicked on Kahoot, so it's 1985, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I thought it was 1985, and then I was like, what?
Yeah, so this is a correction, so yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So let's can we just all
thank
turn on our cameras so we take like a picture
Yeah,
of
Dami is
those that
too
we
cool.
can see the head.
Dami is too cool.
I'm cool. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So let's have a picture of those that waited till the end.
Can we have a picture of Dami on his own? Maybe we
Let's
can
meet.
post it online.
Nice.
Which should I get?
Let's see if Ariana turns on her camera.
I'm on the web, so I can't see everyone.
And also, Rohit, I think you can now stop screen sharing.
Yeah.
Hey, Cinder.
Hello.
Hold on.
I see everyone.
I'll turn on my camera. But I'm on the web, so I can only see like Rohit right now.
Thanks
Hey,
for
Rohit.
staying all the way to the end.
Nice seeing everyone. How do I take? I'm not taking screenshots. I think, is it only me or Busola's camera kind of look like 50 pictures in one? Because, hey, Ariom, Salman, Rohit, Usman, Apita. This name is long. Sundare. Help me.
Sundareshwar. But it's Sundar.
Sundar.
You can call me
Sundar.
Sundar. That's fine.
Nice. Zenwili, Sina. Nice to see everyone. So, is my camera off back? Let me turn it.
Yeah, Devi.
Yeah.
Where are you? There you go.
Yeah, here I am.
There. Oh, you.
Why am I not able to see it together? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very dark over there. Alright, we see you now.
Okay, Salman, I'm only seeing half of your head, like this. Upward.
I can't see anyone. I can just see like you. I can see you
Just
and like
put the
whoever
camera
speaks.
down, basically. Put the camera
I
down.
You can take
never
a
see anyone.
picture.
There you go.
Yeah.
So don't worry
Take
about
it
the
slow.
screenshots because anyways we are streaming this on YouTube, so you can get the screenshots
You've
from
got
there.
like 60 million frames you can choose from.
Yeah.
You could choose the one where Sundar's smiling and then like everyone else is like sad.
Yeah, we can just Photoshop it like everyone smiling. Don't need to smile at the same time.
Good. Oh, that
Okay,
should be.
yeah.
Oh,
In some minutes' time, we'll say cheese just for the camera. I want to see
Alright.
everyone's face. Yeah. I'm waiting to see if someone else. I think Busala wants to turn on that camera. Okay.
There you go.
Alright.
Okay, yeah. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Say cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Alright.
No, why do we say cheese instead of cheese?
I don't know.
Except pepperoni if you
Just
want.
culture.
Have you seen the
Just
Michael
culture.
McIntyre skit? He's like, would you go to the supermarket
Nah.
and be like, hey, Ken, I want to know where the cheese is. As jokes. He's a funny guy. Cool, I'll turn off my camera now.
Alright.
Did anyone see my camera on before? Because I turned it on for like a split second. I hope no one saw me. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to throw on a shirt real quick too.
Oh no, I wasn't naked or anything.
I had a pretty scrappy shirt on.
Uh,
Come on. What is all this shit?
Alright.
Alright.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh damn, my microphone has been on since. Thanks everyone. I guess we are done with the event. Now unofficial from here. So we can have like
Thank you
some
for that.
gist, anything. Let me just stop the recording. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks. Cheers,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank you,
hosting.
everyone. It was a wonderful session.
Exactly.
Let's keep in touch on Teams and yeah.
Thanks for the session. It was really informative.
we can keep in touch on LinkedIn too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find Dan
So I want to
Layla
say
on
something.
LinkedIn.
I want to say something. So basically, also Busala just like stays down the road, and then she came to my place so that internet will be good and everything will be good. But she's kind of shy to show in the camera. I don't know why. But finally, I think I got her consent. So I don't know why she's facing down.
Hey,
Yeah. Okay.
I think we're still live on YouTube.
Alright.
Yeah, I was
I'm
still
just
like,
waiting
I was still
this
like-
to.
Okay, see you guys. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, I can see what
Nice,
I'm seeing on YouTube is GitHub. Okay, I think I'm not in sync. Not in sync with you. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Then I think that part needs to be cut. Someone edit.